Hello students, once again welcome to the English language class, and today we'll go for the third chapter, and the chapter name is The Deep Water and written by William Douglas. William Douglas was born in Maine, Minnesota, USA. He completed his graduation in English and economics. Later he served in a high school in Yakima. But he did not find the teaching career profession as interesting, so he decided to leave that one and joined the legal career. So later on, he met the President Franklin D. Roosevelt and became his advisor and friend. And as far as he is concerned, he was a great advocate of individual rights, and he served in USA court for the 36 years. So one can say that it is really the longest period. And this very particular chapter, the deep water, so here the writer is talking about William Douglas. He says about his personal experience and how he overcome the fear of water. And it is taken from his collection of the book, that is of Men and Mountain. So students, we'll just move to the theme now. So in this lesson, William Douglas talks about his fear of water and thereafter how he finally overcomes it. And this lesson is an autobiographical account. So students, do you know what is autobiography? So autobiography means a person writing about his personal history. That is the autobiography. So this chapter is a autobiographical account. And this chapter I have divided into different the page wise as per your NCERT textbook. So first we will go for the page number 22 to 27. And what I feel is that, this is one of the easiest way to understand note making also. Because in note making also, we just read the main content and after that, take down the notes and compile it. So I have followed that one. So to begin with, as it is an autobiographical account, so the writer narrates his experience. And now the writer, he joined the YMCA swimming pool to learn swimming. And he did not join the Yakima River because Yakima River is treacherous. Treacherous simply means it is dangerous. And as he joined this pool, because it was quite safe, this shows that he had a prior fear of water. As far as William Douglas' mother is concerned, when he joined or when he expressed his desire to learn swimming, she just warned her son not to go to the Yakima River. And moreover, she just discussed about the incidents of drowning. So she considered that this YMCA swimming pool is the safest one. So where his son can learn swimming in a better way. And as far as the swimming pool is concerned, the shallow area of the swimming pool is near about 2 to 3 feet deep, and the deeper area, that is about the 9 feet deep. So and moreover, that is the go from the shallow to the deep area, it was not that much slopey. So he just made up his mind to go to the YMCA swimming pool. And for this purpose, he even just had a pair of water wings. So water wings, student, it simply means that it is a inflatable waterproof bag. You might have seen that, the swimmers, they just get it stuck to their arms. It is simply to balance the body in water, or it will help you from drowning. So he just got a pair of the water wings just to prevent from drowning. And he did not like to wear the swimming costume. Why? Because his legs are very skinny and he doesn't want to expose his leg to the others. But on the other side, he is very much desirous to learn swimming. So that's why he kept his self-respect one side and made up his mind to learn swimming. So now, the writer is talking about, as it is the autobiographical account, he says that from his early childhood, he had got a great aversion to water. Aversion, it means dislike. So why he disliked the water? So now, when he went to the YMCA swimming pool, all those means the experience, he started to recount an older experience. So the older experience goes like this. So when Douglas was some 2 or 3 years old, at that time, one day he went to the California sea beach along with his father. And as they stood by the side of the sea, a huge wave leaped over them. And as far as this William Douglas is concerned, he was a small child. He just ran towards his father, means he just wanted to catch his father. But the wave was so strong that it knocked him down, and he was totally covered by water. He was not able to breathe. He felt the fear. And he just searched for his father. But at that time, he noticed that his father, he stood at quite a comfortable long distance, and he was laughing at. But he was trying to comfort his son. On the other side, we see that this child, at his early age itself, he had a very bad experience of water. So that's why now when he joined the YMCA swimming pool, now his age is near about 10 or 11, but the fear, that comes to his mind. And now when he made up his mind to learn swimming, so when he went to that the YMCA pool, the swimming pool, the fear resurfaced him or resurfaced his mind. And what he did at that time, he just gathered confidence. How he gathered confidence? Because in the swimming pool already the boys, they were the swimming. And as far as Douglas is concerned, he just watched all those, the boys and all. And very slowly and steadily, he just went to the swimming pool and just copied, or he moved his arms and legs in the same manner as the other boys were doing. And this routine was being observed for some 2 or 3 weeks. So by practicing along with the other boys for the 2 or 3 weeks, he started to gather confidence. But when he started gather confidence, at that time the misadventure that took place. So what was the misadventure? The misadventure is that, so one day, as usual, as he used to go to the swimming pool to learn swimming, in the sense that he used to ape the other students. So one day he went bit earlier. He just sat at the edge of the swimming pool waiting for the other boys to come, as he doesn't have that much courage to enter the water because of the bitter experience he had in his early childhood in the California sea beach. So, and at that time he just glanced at the swimming pool, and the entire area was very calm and quiet, and the water was very clean, it was very still, and because of which, the bottom of the swimming pool was very clearly visible. So according to him, he just thought that this swimming pool, it's looking like a bathtub. So when he was thinking about all these things, at that time, a big bully of a boy, we can say that a big brusher of a boy, near about 18 years old, with all the rippling muscles, very strong body, he just came there, and without, before even, the William Douglas understanding that boy, he seemed to bully him and asked Douglas that if he wanted to be thrown into the pool. And without wasting a single moment, what he did, he just picked, because as this William Douglas was sitting by the edge of the swimming pool, he just picked him up and threw him into the swimming pool. So, Douglas, as he was in a sitting position, so in the same position, he landed in the swimming pool. And as he was bit by bit, he was going down. He just as he is not able to, as he doesn't know the ABC of swimming, so he just opened his mouth, and also at that time he just gulped some water, and bit by bit he started sinking into the swimming pool. So now the question is, now the thing is that, when he started to sink inside the swimming pool, so at that time what he did, he thought that though he is drowning, but then also, mentally he was very active. He just made use of his presence of mind. We can say that he was damn intelligent. So that's why, he just had a plan. So what is the plan? The plan was that when he go to the bottom of the swimming pool, and when his leg will touch the tiles of the pool, with all his strength he will make a big jump or big jerk, and because of which he will bob upwards. As he was very skinny, very light in weight, so he thought that then within some time, he can bob up and he will come to the surface of the swimming pool. But when he was going down steadily and slowly in the sitting position, he felt that it took very long time, and the 9 feet, the swimming pool, now it appeared to be the 90 feet. And he was not able to breathe. He felt very suffocation. He had the feeling that in some if some more time, if he remain in the water, his lungs will burst. So he was thinking all these things by the time he reached the bottom of the swimming pool. So when his feet touched the bottom of the swimming pool, so he had the plan. The plan is that the moment he will touch the feet at the bottom, he will make a great jerk, because of which he will come to the surface of the swimming pool. But what happened at that time? Just the opposite happened. He did come to the very slowly. He just reached the surface of the swimming pool. But his eyes were out of water. His nose too was out of water. But still his mouth, the face was inside the water level. So as he doesn't know how to inhale or exhale in the water, so he gulped the water, and once again he had the feeling that he was so much scared. He tried to grab something that is like a rope or some other thing, by which with its help he can come to the surface of the swimming pool. But that did not happen. Though his eyes and nose were above the water level, but he did not come to the upstairs. He tried to drag his body outside, but he felt as if that his limbs and all, it is not functioning. He felt like being paralyzed, and in the meantime he was not able to breathe also properly, and he just tried to scream for help. But what happened? Inside the water, the sound doesn't come out. So now William Douglas, when he reached the surface of the swimming pool, for a second, when he reached the surface of the swimming pool, he just waved his hand with the hope that if somebody is present there by the side of the swimming pool, they would come forward and give him a helping hand. But that did not happen. His eyes and nose was out of water, still the mouth was inside the water level. So he swallowed the water and it choked himself. And once again he tried to, with all his grip, he just tried to pull his leg outside. Again he had the same old the sensation that he felt almost lifeless. And this time also, with the hope, he screamed, but his voice did not support him. His voice failed once again, and for the second time, very slowly and steadily, William Douglas started going down. So now the thing is that for the second time, when he was going down very slowly and steadily, at that time also, as he was not out of mind, he was intelligent. Though he felt somewhat the dizziness, somewhat uncomfortable, but the presence of mind was always with him. So that's why, he tried to grab something. So here the trying to grab something, and by grabbing that thing, he can rescue himself. So students, do you remember any other chapter which you might have studied in your 11th standard? If not, the chapter is "We Are Not Afraid to Die When We Are Together." So that is also an adventurous chapter, and where you have seen that the writer, his wife, and his 2 children, Jonathan, Sue and Mary, all when the ship wrecked and all, each and every one, they showed their utmost courageousness. And as far as the captain of the ship is concerned, when the ship wrecked, what happened? Do you recollect? Yes. So that means what? He just fell apart a distance of the sail. And as means in that water, at that time he searched for something or the other by which he can move on, or at least reach to the place where the ship, means the wrecked place. So at that time in that chapter, he had got the wheel in his hand. So with the wheel, he just managed to go to the wrecked place where the ship was lying upside down. So here also the same thing, when a person, when he has lost all the hope, so in the water also, he tried to grab something. But on the other side, he know that whenever he opened his eyes, he only saw that the water everywhere. He is just totally surrounded by water. And moreover, the water is yellowish color, because of which, he felt very feared. And in the time, he just closed his eyes. And William Douglas, he compares this situation to a nightmare. So students, what is the difference between a dream and a nightmare? So dream is a series of emotions which we means come through during the daytime, and when we sleep, that emotions in a series things, it just go on. And on the other side, nightmare is a frightful dream. So have you ever observed a nightmare? At least, some means you might have, not all, at least somebody might have observed, likewise, for example, you feel that you are in a hilltop, and all of a sudden from the hilltop you are falling down, and you just scream and shout for help, but nobody will be there. All of a sudden you just break up from the dream. And sometimes you might have also seen that some poisonous the wild creatures are just by the side of you. You just make the sound, you scream for help, but your voice fails you. The voice doesn't come out, and we just get up from our sleep. So here also, the same thing. Here the writer is comparing that situation to a nightmare, nightmare fight or nightmare dream which you want to fight but unable to ward it off. So finally he felt very breathless. His lungs did not support him, because of which a sort of pain he was feeling, and the dizziness, and little by little, somewhat unconscious he was observing. But in that unconscious mood also, he remembered about the plan. So now students, what is the plan? The same old plan. That is, when he go to the bottom of the swimming pool, he will hit the bottom with great force, by which it will make a jerk and he will come to the surface of the water. So second time also, he did not lose his hope. With that, the plan in his mind, he was just bit by bit, he was sinking down and going. And once again, he was in the downward journey. So when he was sinking down, time and again in the water, as he doesn't know the ABC of swimming, as I told you in the beginning, so whenever he opened his eyes, he only saw the yellow color water. So it appeared to him as if that, this yellow color water is trying to terrorize Douglas. And he says that at that time, what he felt, he says that, he is not able to express, or he cannot express his feeling, because unless and until one have undergone such a situation, they cannot understand. Though in each and every the sentence, in your textbook, he says that he feels he is not able to breathe, his lungs a great pain in the lungs, he feels dizziness, the body, he is not able to pull his legs up, he feels as if he is being paralyzed, a stark terror gripped him. But whatever we read, but unless and until we have undergone such a situation, it is a bit difficult to understand that one. So that's why he says that he is not able to, or he cannot express that feeling. But the only one thing he can do at that time was that he just screamed. He screamed for help. He wished that somebody who is sitting there or in the side by the swimming pool, they should come and help him. And now by the time, that means the entire, it means the parts of the body as they were not functioning, and only the heartbeat, the little bit, the sound of the heartbeat and little the pain in his head, that indicated that he was alive. Otherwise, he felt that now he is no more, or he is totally dead. So now, when he was undergoing all these situations, but in between this phase, the phase of terror and his the thinking, he just recollected his plan. So once again, the same old plan, that is, when he will touch the bottom of the swimming pool, he will make a jerk, because of which he will bob upward, as he was very light in weight, and he feels that like a cork, he will he will come to the surface of the swimming pool. He made too much efforts and all, but all the efforts were in vain. Still he was submerged in water. So though for the second time also, his nose was outside the water, his eyes outside the water, but the mouth portion, and that was submerged inside the water. He just wanted to drag himself, but his limbs were not functioning. He felt, as if the entire body is frozen. So that's why, as he was, and now the second time when he came to the surface of the swimming pool, he just looked around the different sides for help. He wished that some rope should be there. He wished that at least he can find some ladder in the swimming pool by which he can come out of the atrocious, the situation in a better way. Or he wished that at least, that is the water wings, some water wing should be present in the swimming pool. So by wearing that one, he can save himself. But all his efforts were in vain. And now the terror, as he was in the water, submerged in the water, he is not gulping the water and all. So the terror grew more and more. So he says that, this terror, its power was so intense, it appeared to him like an electric shock. Okay, so that means what? He was very much terrified. So now, with all his great efforts, once again, for the third time, he went down. So once again, in the third time, when he went down, the third time is totally a different one, because the series of emotion in the first time and in the second time resembles the same. That is, his lungs was in pain, he was not able to breathe and all, his limbs did not function, he felt very frozen, he was not, he screamed for help, but voice did not come out and all. So the series of emotions in the first phase and the second phase was somewhat the similar one. But in the third time when he went down, it is totally different. Why? Because this time he did not make any effort at all. And he felt, he stopped all his efforts. And when he stopped all the efforts, that means what? There is no panic, there is no fear. He felt very relaxed. And in that relaxed mood, he was sinking down and down. And after some time, he felt as if that his brain has been blocked out. He is not able to sense or feel anything. So he says that stage was the better state, because he felt as if that he is in a sleepy mood and he is moving, and he is in the laps, or he is in the mother's lap. Felt very comfortable. So students, the third time is different from the first one. So now, finally, after some time, when he was, after going down for the third time, and finally in that unconscious state, when he came to the surface of the water, At that time, somebody, those who were there by the side of the swimming pool, they just rescued him. And when this William Douglas, when he regained his conscious, he found himself lying upside down by the side of the swimming pool. At that time he was vomiting very badly, but he heard some voice, because somebody from that group, they were scolding the boy, that why he had did so, or why he threw this Douglas in the water. And this boy is now almost seems to be like a dead person. So as far as that boy is concerned, he said that this William Douglas is just fooling others. Anyhow, the voice asked them to take this boy to the changing room. That is, take the boy to the changing room. So he took him to the changing room, and after some time, after a few hours, Douglas felt somewhat relieved, and he proceeded towards his house. So now what the writer says, that when he proceeded towards his house, so at that time on the way, he felt like trembling, because, he was physically and mentally now very, very weak because of the bitter experience. Once when his childhood, then at the age of 10 or 11, when he expressed his desire to learn swimming. So once again, a very bad experience he had. So because of which now he is totally, he felt very sorry for himself. And the fear gripped him much more strongly. So when he finally when he reached home on that day, he says that he was not able to enjoy his dinner. On the bed he lied down, and he just cried and cried and cried. So for so many days, or we can say that, for so many means hours, he was just lying in the same old position. He did not come out of the house. And he just made up his mind that from that day onwards, he will never ever go to any watery area. But that cannot happen, However, we make the promise and all, that this thing we won't do, that thing we won't do. But sometimes circumstances comes like that. We are born to do such things. Or sometimes the person's eagerness that compel the person to do the things. So the same thing happened with William Douglas also. So now what happened? Here we'll come to know about the effect or the impact of the fear. So now what the writer says, that the bitter experience, it greatly affected his afterlife, and it just ruined all his boating trips. He says that when he was there in his house, for the past so many days, he did not go to any watery area. So after a few years, one day he had come to know about a waterfall by his side. So that waterfall, when he heard about the waterfall, he desired, or he wished to go to the watery area. Though he had desired or wished to go to the water area, but he was not able to enjoy the swimming, because the fear that gripped him. So finally what he says, that this fear that ruined all his boating trips. Previously he used to do the boating in the different lakes of Maine region, New Hampshire, Metolius, Columbia, Bumping Lake, where he used to fish, or where he fished varieties of fish. But now, after this bitter experience, he was not able to enjoy the boating trips. Similarly with the fishing trip also. So as a whole, we can say that it remained, or the fear, it has engraved a permanent impression in his mind. And he felt that, yes, now he cannot come out of all these things. So students, up to here, that is from the textbook, the page from the beginning, that is from the session 2 up to 27. So here in the first part, we just read about the writer, his as he is the autobiographical account, he just tells about his autobiography, and about the swimming pool, about the Yakima River, then after that the plan, and the series of emotions what he had undergone. So that is to I just divided the chapter like this. This is to the one part of the text. So we'll just now move on to the other part, that is from page number 28 to 29. Here William Douglas is somewhat a changed person. Now he has made up his mind to learn the swimming, and for this purpose he just hired one instructor. So in the month of October, he hired one instructor, and he practiced, or he gave practice to William Douglas, that is 1 hour each day, and this same thing was followed for the 5 days a week, and every day he used to go and practice that one. So now the writer, he just describes the process of the swimming process. So what the instructor did, the instructor first, as William Douglas doesn't know the ABC of swimming, so that's why what he did, he just took a belt, and that belt was tied around the waist, and that was tied with the help of a rope, and that rope was tied to the overhead pulley, and that pulley, one side of the pulley, that is a rope, was in the hand of the instructor. So now by catching that the rope, he just taught him how to the swim and all. So in between, when he loosens the rope, at that time the fear used to come, that is the fear returned, and all of a sudden he will pull the rope. So likewise for about the 3 months, that is the instructor taught him how to swim and all. And now the instructor, after teaching him the rules and regulations of the swimming, so now he taught him how to coordinate the limbs. That means what? How to kick the water while swimming. So this also in the beginning he found very difficult, as his leg was not coordinating with him. But when he practiced for some 2 or 3 days, or for a week or 1 or 2 weeks, it became somewhat easy. So when this limb coordination was also successful, then finally in the third phase of the swimming, he taught him the strokes and all. That is like the crawling stroke, the breast stroke, side stroke, and the back stroke. And finally one day what he did was that he just told him that yes, now he had taught him completely what to about the swimming. Now he can go to the swimming pool and enjoy swimming. But as far as William Douglas is concerned, he know that still he was not damn that much confident that whether he has totally overcome the fear of water or not. So that's why one day he went to the swimming pool, and when he was swimming in the middle of the water, the fear returned to him in miniature. But this time he did not lose his confidence, because he know that now he know the rules of the swimming. So that's why he managed it, and he managed that very particular situation. But he felt that this cannot be continued with him. In case if he wanted to be a best swimmer, he should shed off all the fear. So that's why what he did, he tried to testify himself. So in order to testify himself, Douglas, he went to the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, and dived from the Triggs Island, swam up to the Stampact Island, swam in different styles, that is the different strokes, crawl, breast, side stroke and all. So when he was practicing all those things, and when he was right, the terror returned to him only in miniature. That too when he was in the middle of the swimming pool. But what Douglas says at this time that he did not fear, or he did not get himself panicked. Instead, he laughed at the terror and said that yes, it could not harm him. But still, he was not satisfied. Still doubts were there with him. So that's why he hurried and went to the Titan and reached Carnard Creeks, walked up to the Carnard Creek and trailed to the Midi Glacier. There he camped there for 1 day, and the next morning he dived into the river, and just to swam from the one side of the river to the other. And this time fear did not come back at all. So now he felt very happy. So in that happy mood, he just shouted very loudly, and when he shouted loudly, his voice echoed, and on the one side the Gilbert, the peak was there. So when he shouted, his sound that echoed in the Gilbert peak. So finally what he says is that this experience, this experience had got a great importance in his life, because what he says that there is peaceful death, means there is peace in death, but what we have to fear, the fear is there in the death of fear. Death is peaceful, but when we know that after 1 hour or after 2 hours we are going to die, that is the most fearful one. So that's why now he remembers about the Roosevelt's saying that, yes, all we have to fear is the fear itself. So once when you discard all your fear, you are a fearless person. Now you can do anything. So now he says that now as he has discarded all the fear, he says that he can now means walk by the side of the river or any watery area. Now he can climb the mountain or he can climb any peak. So students, that's all in this chapter. Here finally the instructor has perfected him. He is now a great swimmer. So students, I think so you might have understood the chapter, and as I have taken it section wise, page wise, I hope you also go through the chapter in the same old manner. The points were screened, and if you wished, you might have noted down all those points. So now something means we'll just move to the examination point of view. So nowadays from this year onward, the previous year, extracts are being asked in the examination. So one sample extract I have brought it for you. So here, this handicap stayed with me as the years rolled by. So now the very first question, who is the speaker? That is William Douglas. And what is the handicap being talked about in the given lines? Here the handicap is the fear. And how did this handicap affect him? So due to this handicap, it ruined all his boating and the fishing trips and all. And finally, how did he overcome the handicap? That is just now I taught you, that is by hiring an instructor, and how the instructor taught him to learn swimming. Finally, some questions for you for practice. So students, I hope that you all will during your summer vacation try to solve these questions. So the question number 1, how did the fear of water ruin Douglas' leisure activities? Number 2, what factors led Douglas to decide in favor of YMCA pool? Why did Douglas go to the Lake Wentworth in Hampshire? Number 4, how did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? And finally the last one, what does the author mean by all we have to fear is fear itself? So that's all in today's class. Thank you students.